The market is having a very hard time, and Pudgy Penguins, of course, is losing value as well. The question is, does it make sense to buy some dips here and there? Is Pengu now a good investment? Let's have a look at the on-chain metrics, the data most people are not considering. Now let's first start off with a relative valuation chart. How is Pudgy Penguins doing relative to all other altcoins? That's what's displayed over here. The Pengu price relative to the others market cap. Now the others market cap is the market cap of the altcoins that are not in the top 10. Unfortunately, since July of this year, we are in a constant downwards trend. Pengu underperformed other altcoins by 68%. So it did worse than the average of all of those alts here. Now Pengu is on the Solana chain, so there is some price coupling between SOL and Pudgy Penguins. So technically the way this works is, if you're buying Pudgy Penguins on a decentralized exchange, then you're swapping your assets from one side of a liquidity pool to the other side, and Pudgy Penguins is bound with Solana. So really, when Solana is going down by 10% in US dollars, automatically, without a single trade happening, Pengu is also going down by 10%. But what we see over here with Pengu relative to Solana is the trades that happen between the two assets. So how is Pudgy Penguins doing, not versus the altcoins, but versus the main asset that it's traded against? And here the downwards trend is even much more constant compared to the downward trend versus the altcoins. The underperformance so far has been 66%, and it's hard to say where this will turn around. Will this already be a support, or do we have to wait all the way to the all-time low? If we get an early bounce, that might happen as early as the middle of December after another drop of 24%. But in the worst case, we might be up for another 57% underperformance. Now, some of the underperformance might be explained just by general bad momentum in crypto, right? When crypto is going down, then the more risk-on assets tend to go down even more. The problem with Pudgy Penguins is that besides that, we also have bad tokenomics, as in the supply of circulating Pengu tokens tends to increase over time. Most meme coins do not have an expanding supply. That's different for Pudgy Penguins. The team owns 18% of the entire supply. We've also got supply just in the liquidity pools. The company also has some supply, and that supply will gradually unlock very soon. Let's have a look at on-chain metrics. On the Solana chain, we've got more than 500,000 wallets that hold some Pengu. The trading volume on Solana in US dollars is rather low. At launch, there was a lot of activity, but that has slowed down significantly. And the number of holders is also going down quite significantly. On the left, we've got the number of wallets that hold at least 100,000 Pengu. In the middle, it's 1 million. On the right, it's 10 million. So that equates to roughly $1,000 worth of the token, $10,000 and $100,000. All wallet cohorts are offloading Pengu. Neither retail nor the whales are bullish on the asset. Have a look at this overview of meme coins on the Solana chain. Pudgy Penguins is currently selling off the fastest. The trend in general is not great, but in last 7 days, Pudgy Penguins lost more than the rest. I don't really like doing it, but that's how the YouTube game works. That's how the algorithm works. Please give this video a like if what you've seen so far has been useful. Thank you very much. The market cap peaked at a bit over 2.5 billion. It's currently at 640 million. It bottomed at 250 million in the past. Again, that's in line with an underperformance of a bit over 50%. This is where Pengu might become cheap again. We have seen other meme coins peak at similar levels. So this is Bonk that peaked at 4 billion. Here is Dog with Head that also peaked at roughly 4 billion. Here's Fartcoin that peaked at 2 billion. And again, Pudgy Penguins peaked at a bit over 2.5 billion. So most meme coins have a hard time going beyond that level. Now, short term, the price discovery is not determined by tokenomics, it's determined by leverage. So most trading volume does actually not happen on the spot market. Instead, it happens on the perpetual futures market. Now, what we see over here, that's the trading volume on spot. In the last 24 hours, we saw 14 million on Binance, but we saw 79 million on the levered bets on the price. Pengu, as so many other altcoins, had a massive flash crash on the 10th of October. So that's when the funding rates turned negative. That's when all the longs got liquidated, and the few shorts that were left, they had to pay very heavily to continue to bet on falling prices. Now the funding rate has normalized again. Here is that liquidation, a single day of 50 million worth of people that have lost everything. Pengu on that day dropped by more than 81%, while the average altcoin, as in measured in total 3, only dropped by 28%. And so there is correlation between the open interest on an asset and the price. As in, when there's a lot of speculation on an asset, the spot price tends to be high. When there's less speculation, less open interest, the spot price tends to be low. And since open interest crashed so much on the 10th of October, the spot price is now following as well. The open interest is currently at 72 million and it bottomed at 29 million in the past. Again, indicating 50%, potentially even a bit more in upcoming future potential losses. Trading volume is also not that high, but again, it has been even lower in the past. Really, Pengu relative to Solana might very well fall to the bottom of its liquidation price on the 10th of October. And that would bring us down by 55%. And that's my medium-term price target for Pudgy Penguins. We could very easily go down to half a cent. The current momentum is very much intact. We are continuously selling off all the holders on chain, retail and the whales, they are selling off, and at the same time the open interest is continuing down. There's not even any speculative interest in the token. The market is simply just too scared right now. But again, this could be an opportunity, right? Why not bet on falling prices of Pengu and at the same time have a tight stop loss? Now, the problem is that Pengu has already sold off quite a bit, so getting into a short right now might be a bit early because Pengu could short-term outperform Solana by more than 20%. But once we hit the upper end of that trading range again, it might be a good time to get into a short position again. I am sharing all my trades, including a potential upcoming Pengu short in the premium membership of this channel. So the link is down below. It's thebitcoinstrade.com. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish this regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time on YouTube or see you in premium. Cheers.